That's Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings on Ann Arbor's 1071, getting in the Christmas spirit. And before that, Phoenix. And we are broadcasting live. We are definitely in the Christmas spirit. We are decked out here at the Kroger at 400 South Maple in Ann Arbor. It's rocking for the hungry. We're freezing for a reason. And we are raising 1 million meals this week for food gatherers. And you can go to foodgatherers.org/rockin'. And now that it's 9 o'clock, the phone lines are open. 734-761-2796. That's 761-2796. You can get details at annarbors1071.com. I'm Scott Vertical, and here with me is a very special guest. He's the executive director of Peace Neighborhood Center in Ann Arbor. It's Bonnie Billups Jr. Good morning, Bonnie. Thanks for being here.
Fantastic, Scott. Yeah. Great to be here in this cold.
It is cold.
But it's for a good cause.
It is,
right?
It's for a great cause.
That's
and we were
right.
talking off the air. So like you and I, we're cold now, and we're kind of suffering a tiny bit right now, but we get to go home and get full refrigerator.
Exactly.
We have a full warm bed. Not everybody gets to do that.
Exactly.
And so one of the things that a Peace Center does is helps out folks with that. Why don't you tell us a little about the mission at the Peace Center?
Sure. Peace has been around for over 50 years.
Wow.
We're in Ann Arbor, helping people find their greatness. And part of that process is making sure that people are fed.
Right.
Making sure you can't work with kids, you can't work with people if they're hungry.
Right.
And if you're going to address any issues of poverty or trauma or social emotional needs for any person, they have to be full in order to be able to now address those things.
Right.
And Food Gatherers is one of our fantastic partners.
Yeah.
And so we're always excited to come and help support this effort.
Right. And we were talking about, you just mentioned, having food as a basic thing to get through the day. And I think about let's say I'm running late I didn't have lunch today, I forgot to have lunch, and so you get halfway through the day and you don't have food, and about how that kind of messes with your head a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's just one day. That's just one meal.
Right.
So I can't imagine what it must be like for folks who are doing that every meal and wondering about every single meal. Right.
And it's a hidden need, right?
Yeah. Right.
We're a fantastic, wonderful community.
Yeah.
And I want people to think your next door neighbor might be food insecure.
Yeah.
Your next door neighbor, you can't see that. You can't see that they're having one meal a day or one meal every couple of days, or that what they're having is nothing but noodles and what they're having is not nutritious.
Right.
You can't see that,
but
that's happening with tons of people. And we've seen an increase in our community, and the need is there. So the support for Food Gatherers and this effort is very important.
Yes.
Last year, Food Gatherers helped us with over 47,000 meals for people, right?
Wow.
47,000 meals was the support that they gave to just Peace Neighborhood Center and its programs.
Wow.
So
that's just one of the over 140 programs that they help out around in Washtenaw County is the Peace Neighborhood Center. Do you have new initiatives and partnerships that you're working with the Food Gatherers?
We're excited. We've been working closely with Food Gatherers. We were lucky to be given a building in Ypsilanti.
Okay.
In what's called the Sugarbrook Galt Village, Westville area.
Okay.
And we're opening a new facility there called the Hub. And one of the things that we noted when we did a community survey was it's a food desert.
Okay.
For example, where the Hub is at, the nearest grocery store, that's not really a big grocery store like Kroger's, is 2 miles from the Hub. So people who live in that area are in an area that's a food desert. There's a liquor store. You can buy sweets and all those things. You can't find any fresh produce. You can't find bread. Can't buy meats. And so the possibility of having a community center in that area where we'll have a pantry that will be open twice a week for people to come and get emergency food is something that's just extraordinary.
Yeah.
And our partnership with Food Gatherers to bring that on is something that we're excited about next year.
Oh, that's great. We'll be looking forward to hearing more about that as that gets opened up. And you were talking about how it's easy to find sweets, and I was mentioning this earlier with our buddy Josh here as a bag of donuts. Because a bag of donuts is much cheaper than a bag of apples.
That's right.
Which is strange to me, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like it should be the other way around.
Yeah. I remember a significant thing that I saw. I stopped at the dollar store one time to pick up some tablecloths and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a woman there actually shopping, doing her grocery shopping in a dollar store, and it was nothing but sweets and other things that they were buying because there was no grocery store in that area that she was at. So we definitely have this need. We have this need to make sure that people in our community have access to food we have abundance of food that can be distributed. And Food Gatherers is that organization for this county that distributes foods to all these wonderful organizations and make sure that it gets to thousands of people in our community every month.
Yes, exactly. And do you have, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Do you have a specific story about the ways that the Food Gatherers has helped like specific people?
I mean, weekly we have a produce distribution that we see families and people. We don't start till 10 o'clock. People line up 8:30.
Oh my gosh.
People are there, right? To get a number, to get in, to be ready, to be able to get food at 10 o'clock. That is a staple part of what happens. If we are closed for that Friday for any reason, people still line up. People sometimes show up, you know. So there is a definite need. We could not do. I recently made a comment that Food Gatherers is like air, a part of like breathing to nonprofits, because we can't do without the support of Food Gatherers.
Right.
We could support people, but we wouldn't support as many without that air, and Food Gatherers is that important to us.
Yes, they do such a great job here in Washington County. If somebody wants to work with or get help from the Peace Neighborhood Center, what can they do to find out more?
Sure, you can find out by calling us at 734-662-3564, visiting our website, peaceneighborhoodcenter.org. Or we're on Maple Road, 1111 North Maple Road. Stop through sometime and just say what's happening here.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, Bonnie Billups Jr., thank you so much for the work that you do with Peace Neighborhood Center. You've been there for so long, and you know them so well, and you're the executive director. And thanks so much for coming out today.
Scott, I appreciate the time. People, please make sure you give heavily to this effort of Food Gatherers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Go to foodgatherers.org/rockin'. Call 734-761-2796 or come visit us here at the Kroger at 400 South Maple in Ann Arbor. It's Wilco on Ann Arbor's 107.1. Awesome.
Thanks, Scott.